Okay, so recently it seems like there's been a little bit of a situation going down with Rev and a kind of drinks company called Advanced GG. Now, this has essentially been a huge situation that's been going on involving a lot of VTubers essentially dropping out over some comments that Rev made the other day, which we went through in my previous video. Now, if you don't know, essentially what he did, he kind of responded to this 1950s VTuber, Miss Lala, saying, Larps is a 1950s VTuber, hates current federal agencies, that is more tame than any law enforcement agency of the time period included in her LARP. So obviously, yeah. And I did actually take a little look at Miss Lala's page as well, a little bit more after the previous video I made on it. And it does seem to say and show that she doesn't actually follow the values and the different kind of cultures that comes with being, you know, a character from the 1950s, right? And that was actually very, you know, obviously put up on her kind of pinned post, which I did think, yeah, was interesting. And it does definitely show her kind of opinion on, I guess, the 1950s culture and stuff. Now, it seems like many people, though, you know, due to the fact that Rev is associated with a company called Advanced GG, they have been dropping out, like, you know, pretty suddenly. People said, I'm no longer associating with Advanced GG. I'm grateful for the opportunity they gave me, and I know that you were all excited for me, but after I was educated on the situation, I don't feel comfortable promoting them anymore. Compassion and respect are core values I won't budge on. And then other people saying, hey, Advanced GG, dealing with this situation responsibly doesn't include removing negative reactions to your delaying this even further and immediately kicking people from the Discord for daring to do so. At this point, just keep him. You've shown your true face as a company, a supporter of blank and blank. I don't know if I can really say that on YouTube, but they're saying you've done irreparable damage to your brand reputation in this company, and I hope this post is seen by anyone still considering supporting them. Whether you agree with them or in keeping them or removing him, being sensitive to the point where they remove negative Discord reacts is insane behavior by a professional company. I don't know about anyone else, but not only will I not promote them, I'll be unfollowing anyone I see still using their codes or sharing their products, which is, yeah, that's kind of insane. But yeah, they put in this screenshot here, which says, yeah, we're aware of the unrest and concerns. We've taken the necessary steps on our side and addressing the matter directly and privately under our conduct and representation standards. We will not turn this into a spectacle, and we will not allow for harassment and or dogpiling in this server. Say, please keep in mind that our team is currently operating out of Minneapolis. We care deeply about the safety of our staff and broader Minneapolis community, as well as everyone in our own community here. We appreciate your patience. And then, obviously, yeah, there was a couple of emotes there of them putting like a sick emoji, and apparently that was removed. Again, I'm assuming what this was after. I don't know if this was after, but yeah, what they're essentially saying is they're removing negative reactions from their private Discord with actual like people, which, you know, I can kind of understand publicly because obviously they don't want to make it, you know, look bad or whatever, which I think, you know, it's whatever. But obviously this is a private Discord where you're supposed to get the feedback and stuff of your partners, and removing it, I think, yeah, that is completely weird, right? And I do think there is, in terms of this situation, something that, you know, I think is pretty important to say. I think a lot of the people that have been obviously calling for Rev to be removed from Advanced GG, I think that in general, calling for people to be removed from a company or a sponsor is cringe. I don't think it's very helpful. I think it's kind of, yeah, as I said, the company will figure it out themselves if they do genuinely want to get rid of them. And I think calling for someone to be removed from some kind of company due to comments is stupid. But I do think at the same time, though, a lot of these people that are leaving Advanced GG is definitely fair enough, right? Because if you don't want to support a company that is supporting Rev or whatever, then sure, I think that is totally okay to then obviously go and leave it because you don't want to support that. That's actually, you know, I fully support that, and I think the people that want to leave due to that are fully within their own right to do that, because again, it is about their own personal values rather than calling on someone else to do something else, right? And I think that is essentially kind of my take on it, I guess. Like, I could definitely 100% support people leaving, but the people that are obviously calling for people to be kicked out, like, not even just Rev, right? If it was anybody, any other kind of sponsorship or whatever, and they're saying, hey, you guys are supporting this, you know, get rid of them, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's the way to go. But again, obviously, yeah, that's what some people are doing. And now obviously people saying I've been an Advanced GG partner for years. I cannot express how disappointed I am with how this is being handled. Trying to sweep this under the rug until everyone forgets is not a good look for you or the dozens of creators who partner with you. Get a backbone. Obviously, that's in response, obviously, to people talking about the removing of the reactions, which, yeah, it was not a good move at all from Advanced GG. Obviously, a lot of you saying, as someone who got accepted into Advanced GG today, I've pulled my affiliation effective immediately. So they literally got accepted today, and then they went, actually, never mind, I'm good. Now, I do think that it is pretty funny in regards to some of the people that have been long-time members that have obviously now only started leaving. Rev has been a part of Advanced GG for a while now, and it's been pretty well known, right? And he has always had opinions similar to the ones that he's given with Miss Lala, right? And everybody has been pretty aware of that. So I do find it pretty interesting that they're only leaving now, opposed to, like, you know, a couple months ago or whatever, because again, he's always been public about his kind of opinions on stuff like ice and things like that, right? I don't know why it was this incident in particular. Maybe it's because it is a bigger spectacle or whatever, and you know, people had more eyes on it. I'm not very sure, but I did think that was kind of odd, right? And a lot of people saying, yeah, termination with Advanced GG. So yeah, a lot of people leaving, you know, a lot of people saying, yeah, I'm leaving. And obviously Kirsha is also saying stuff like having a disagreement on Twitter is not worth uninvolved people trying to struggle session a sponsor into dropping a creator. If we play by the logic of Rev's communities to say mean words in Lala's replies, which he didn't do, then Lala sent her community to financially ruin Rev by threatening his sponsor also is in play. And the latter looks far worse. Attempting to throw weight in order to strike fear into bad companies to bend the knee is, I can't say that on YouTube behavior. Do not negotiate with these kinds of people. Support companies who stand by the creators, especially in the face of these kinds of tactics. I'll put Rev and Strom stuff below. And obviously, yeah, it seems like, you know, Kirsha has been involved in a similar situation like this before, with someone trying to take, you know, trying to go after her GamerSub sponsor, which is very, very similar, to be honest, right? Obviously, I'm sponsored by GamerSub, so definitely go use my code Kaza, because, you know, maybe they're better than Advanced GG. I did say that. But anyways, you know, I think that obviously, yeah, any kind of sponsor, whether it's GamerSubs or Advanced GG or whatever, I don't think it's necessarily the right call to be asking for someone to be taken down. As I said, if the company believes that it is a bad thing for their company, they will know, right? They will know, and they will take them down. They will remove them, right? And again, I don't think there has been any kind of removal yet. And they say Advanced GG would look real foolish if they drop Rev over this. One of the people would announce their partnership with a competitive brand less than 2 hours later after their virtual signaling post. And obviously, yeah, as you can see, you know, they are saying you have people who harass other creators as your sponsor. I highly suggest you reconsider your partnership. Advanced GG sending the whole community after the sweetest person on earth to the point where they needed to lock replies due to harassment and things. That is not good. And again, it is pretty crazy. I don't know if they were necessarily a member of it. I'm assuming they are due to what this person was saying. But again, this is, yeah, like this person, of course, went and partnered with GamerSubs 2 hours later. I don't think they were a partner with Advanced GG. I think they would literally just about to sign the deal or, you know, show off that they were a part of GamerSubs. I don't know. But yeah, obviously that person shortly after did announce that, which was quite funny. And a lot of people saying, yeah, rat behavior and things like that, which I can understand, right? And of course, we do have the response from Advanced GG as well, which actually came out a couple of hours ago saying, we want to address the concerns that have been raised regarding a partner and recent conversations surrounding Advanced. Advanced does not support extremism or hate. We have zero tolerance for harassment, threats, doxing, or content that marginalizes any community. We are committed to inclusivity, respect, and maintaining a community where people feel safe and welcome. We're addressing recent concerns, including partnership matters, through our internal process. We will not do public callouts or trials by social media. Advanced is not a political platform. Enforcement will be held up privately and consistently. Thank you to everyone who has supported Advanced over the years. So yeah, of course, you know, I think that is a pretty professional thing to do, at least, is to sort this out, you know, privately with a lot of the people involved, either some of the people that are leaving Advanced, but also with possibly like Rev and stuff, you know, in private too, because I don't think, you know, airing this out on social media calling people out as a company would look very professional. And yeah, obviously a lot of people were not happy with that though, with there being 405,000 views and only 400 likes, right? Because people are angry. And also it's important to kind of put here, there was a slight kind of response from the Advanced GG CEO, talking about their brother's story, essentially the fact that they got racially profiled and they got thrown against a car and handcuffed and stuff like that. You know, and pretty much a terrible time that he's had with similar law enforcement, right? Saying that this could have been Mary, Charles, Claire, me. So again, obviously they're saying, I'm not asking for people to change their alignment, but I hope your core values don't support what is happening. And obviously this was after everything that has been going on, right? So, you know, maybe that's a kind of direct response to what has been going on with Rev, because it was about, you know, this kind of law and border enforcement, or whatever you want to call it, right? So yeah, I don't know, right? It's going to be interesting to see how this kind of plays out, right, in the future, and whether Rev still continues to be with them, because Advanced GG, you know, they've been constantly kind of at it for a while for them to remove Rev. This isn't the first time, right? This has been something that's been going on. I think it's at its peak right now in terms of, you know, how many people are doing it. But again, there has been a lot of calls for Rev to be removed, at least for a while. And a lot of people have been commenting on it, saying, you know, Advanced is not a political platform. Their post immediately before the quoted one shows that this is a lie. Now, obviously, you know, they say Advanced is not a political platform, but I do kind of see the fact that, hey, this is the... Oh, well, actually, no, they reposted it. Never mind. I take that back. They reposted it. They reposted the CEO story. I thought it was just on the CEO's account, but no, they did actually repost that, which, yeah, that's kind of crazy. They say the removed replies because even Grok clocked their asses, and now they know people would post notes and call them out. You know, and people say, yeah, I may be sponsoring Christian nationalists, but you are spreading hate through emojis. Said Advanced does not support extremism or hate. Said you obviously don't know who you partner with. So yeah, obviously a lot of people unhappy with this, and a lot of people still obviously very angry with a lot of the stuff to do with Rev. But yeah, I do think it's a very interesting situation. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to cover that because it's been a popular kind of you know, thing that's been going on over on you know, Twitter the past few days, and I've seen a ton and a ton of VTubers kind of comment on this and give their own either opinion, but also as well you know, leaving places like Advanced GG or calling for people to leave Advanced GG, which I think is pretty interesting, right? But yeah, that's essentially all there is with this situation. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.